The series is tied up 1-1. And Skip and Stephen A. have already made their picks. Skip says that he's going with the Spurs in 6. Stephen A. says Miami in 7. You both, however, agree that after games 3 and 4, the Spurs could possibly win one game here in Miami. So let's talk about game 3 tonight. Who wins?
Well, tonight, for game 3, it's the Heat. They will win tonight. Because what you don't want is to put yourself in a situation where you're in a 2-1 hole having to win a game 4 on your home floor. I'm going to say what I said just yesterday. With the exception of the fourth quarter of game 1, when San Antonio hit 14 of 16 shots, all 6 of his three-pointers, LeBron James was out for the last half as far as I'm concerned with the cramps. The Miami Heat have looked like the better basketball team. They've looked faster. They've looked more athletic. And then in the aftermath of game 2, you had Greg Popovich on record saying, look, they've got an individual that they can go to and say, take us to the promised land. I'm paraphrasing, but that's essentially what he said. Whereas we are a team, the ball can't get stuck. We have to move the basketball. We have to depend on one another. That's not to say that Miami doesn't have to do that. Chris Bosh has shown up in this series. He's averaging 18 and 6. Dwayne Wade has made pivotal shots. Ray Allen has played well, okay? But in the end, LeBron James is averaging 30 and 8 on almost 59, 60% shooting. And the reality is simple. When all else fails, the Spurs are an elite team. There is no doubt about that. But they have one problem. They don't have King James. And that is that. The Miami Heat will win tonight's game, and they will win it by about 15.
So Stephen A. Smith, could you please remind these people of what your overall prediction is for this series?
Miami Heat in 7.
In 7? So, wait a minute. They have King James on their side. They have momentum on their side. They have Spurs reeling on their side. And yet you still say that the Spurs are going to climb right back into this series and get a Game 7 at home?
Well, I'm sorry.
How is that?
I'm sorry. Let's not try to be slick and get the crowd. They're not going to side with you. You have no hope of that. Get over that. Here's the reality.
I'm going to win this crowd over before it's over.
It won't happen. In the end, what it comes down to is that it'll be tough because the San Antonio Spurs are an elite team. But you don't need to win all 7 games. All you need is 4. And at the end of the day, the Heat will have 4 victories before the San Antonio Spurs will.
Okay. I want to be very clear before I make my prediction for tonight's game 3 about what my overall prediction remains. The Spurs will win this series in 6 games in Miami. Now, obviously, my heart is telling me I need this game 3 tonight in Miami.
It is.
My head is telling me, and I'm just being honest here because I'm always honest on this show, my head is telling me that your Miami Heat will win tonight. Just a gut feeling, and I can't get over it. I might still be reeling from what happened at the end of Game 2 because I must admit publicly, the more I slept on Game 2 as we traveled yesterday, what a long day that was.
Too long.
Yeah. The more I had time to think about Game 2, it started to feel a little Game 6-ish from last year. It started to feel in my psyche like the Spurs had it on a silver platter, up 1 point with under 2 minutes to go with the basketball. And they gave it away. I made the case yesterday the Spurs lost that game more than the Heat won that game. And it's hard to recover from that in 48 hours. So I think tonight is going to feel a lot like Game 2 did here last year. Do you remember last year? The Heat won by 19 in Game 2. Mario Chalmers had a Super Mario game. He led the team with 19 points. What has happened to Mario Chalmers in Games 1 and 2? He has 8 total points and 8 fouls. So he went Dallas Cowboys in the first 2 games. He went 8 and 8. Right? Mario went 8 and 8. So tonight, he'll be the leading scorer. I think he'll have one of those Mario games at home. And again, the momentum is Miami's. They're feeling good about themselves. I think tonight will be their night to beat their chests at home. I think you can make the case at this point because the momentum has swung so badly. Remember what I was saying before Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals? Right. You could say that the three best players on the court between Oklahoma City and the Spurs, Durant, Westbrook, and Ibaka. Well, now I can make the case. You're making the case for me. The three best players on the court tonight will be King James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh.
Hold on.
Am I right?
Hold on. Hold on. I've heard enough. Don't y'all cheer. Don't allow him to swindle you. Don't allow any of that stuff. Don't fall
I told
for
you
it.
I was going to win him over.
Skip Bayless said that the San Antonio Spurs were going to win in 6. So if they were to lose, if they were to lose tonight, the San Antonio Spurs would have to win 3 straight. There is no way in hell Skip Bayless believes that they would win 3 in a row. So he is lying. He's just trying to set it up so he can sit there and hedge his bets. I said that San Antonio could probably win tonight or they could lose either way. No. He picked the Spurs in 6, and that is that, which means he knows in his heart that they have to win tonight in order to win this series in 6 games.